There is someone you share a bed with every single night, and you have never seen their face. They wake up the second you fall asleep. They use your memories, they wear your fears, and they run wild for hours in the dark. Then, before you open your eyes, they vanish. Here's the unsettling part. That someone is you, or part of you. Because every night, the part that knows your name, the part listening right now, quietly switches off. And something else takes over and builds an entire world. So tonight, let's find out what your brain is actually doing in the dark. Because it is not resting. Here's the first thing nobody tells you. You don't dream sometimes. You dream every night, whether you remember it or not. Add it all up, and across a normal life, you may spend 5, maybe 6 years of your life dreaming. Years living inside worlds that vanish by morning. And for almost all of human history, we had no idea this was even happening. We thought sleep was just the body switched off. Then came 1953. 2 scientists in Chicago, Azarinsky and Kleitman, wired up a sleeping person and watched the needles explode. The body was still, but behind the eyelids, the eyes were darting back and forth, like the person was watching a film. They called it REM, rapid eye movement sleep. And when they woke people up during it, they were almost always mid-dream. That was the moment we learned the truth. At night, your brain doesn't go quiet. It throws a party and forgets to invite you. But why throw the party at all? That's where it gets strange. To get the dream, you have to know what's on and what's off while you sleep. The part that handles emotion is wide awake. So is the part that builds images. That's why dreams feel so real and so emotional. But here's the trick. The thinking, logical part at the very front, your prefrontal cortex, the bit that does planning and quietly asks, wait, is this normal? That part powers down. So when a dog starts speaking French, the one part of you that would say, that's impossible, is asleep at the wheel. So you just believe it. That is the whole secret of why dreams are so bizarre and why you never question them. Your inner critic clocked off for the night. Now, 3 big theories try to explain what all this madness is for. And the first one says, your dreams mean nothing at all. Here's a thought that should bother you. What if every dream you've ever had, every nightmare, every one you woke up and searched the meaning of, meant absolutely nothing? In 1977, 2 Harvard researchers, Hobson and McCarley, made exactly that case. During REM, they said, your brainstem fires off random electrical signals. Noise, static, nonsense. Picture it like this. Your brain is a piano that random hands are smashing with no tune at all. Pure chaos going in. But you wake up certain you just heard a beautiful song. That song is the dream. Because your brain hates not understanding things, so it grabs the random noise and frantically stitches together a story to explain it. A random signal near the balance center, and it writes, you falling. A random spark near memory, and your old school shows up out of nowhere. By this theory, the dream isn't a message. It's your brain improvising a movie out of static, live. So chasing the meaning of a dream would be like reading meaning into clouds. But that theory has a problem, because some dreams are way too useful, too precise to be random noise. Quick question. Why is the most common nightmare on Earth the exact same one almost everywhere? Being chased. Being chased and falling top the list in culture after culture. A Finnish scientist, Revonsuo, had a chilling idea in 2000. Dreams are a training ground. Picture your ancestor. The night before, they dream of a predator leaping from the dark. They feel the fear. They rehearse the run, the escape, all while completely safe in their sleep. Morning comes. A real predator attacks. And the brain that practiced survives a half-second faster than the brain that didn't. By that logic, your worst nightmares aren't broken sleep. They're a flight simulator for danger, running drills your safe modern life never lets you run. So your brain rehearses the future. But does it also go back and tidy up the past? Okay, stop for 1 second. Think about the last time you couldn't crack a problem and someone said, sleep on it. And the next morning, the answer was just there. That is not luck. While you dream, a tiny librarian inside your head is working. All day you collect memories, junk and gold, all mixed together. At night, your brain replays the day, decides what to keep and what to delete. And we have watched this happen. In 2001, scientists at MIT recorded the brains of rats running a maze, then watched the very same brain cells fire in the same order while the rat slept. The rat was dreaming the maze, practicing, filing. So your dreams might be the sound of your brain saving the file of your life every single night. Memory, survival, static. 3 theories, and we still argue over which is true. But for 100 years, the world was obsessed with a completely different answer. 1899. Though the cover said 1900, the publisher jumped the gun. A man in Vienna named Freud writes a book that changes everything. The Interpretation of Dreams. His claim? Every dream is a secret. A hidden wish, usually about something you'd never admit awake. The dream, he said, is a disguise your mind wears to sneak forbidden thoughts past the guard. For most of the next century, humanity thought it had already solved dreams. People paid to lie on a couch and have a stranger decode their dream symbols. Here's the thing. The science mostly says he was wrong. There's little evidence dreams are coded secret wishes. But Freud got one thing profoundly right. The sleeping mind is not empty. It's a window into a part of you that you do not control. He was knocking on the right door with the wrong key. And that door leads to the question that gets everyone eventually. If I dream every night, why can't I remember it? You can wake up certain you just lived an entire epic and lose the whole thing while you brush your teeth. Why does something that vivid vanish that fast? Chemistry. Scientists think one big reason is a chemical called noradrenaline, the stuff your brain normally uses to lock in new memories. During a dream, it goes almost completely quiet. In other words, the part of you that records your life is, for a few hours, basically unplugged. You're living the most vivid movie of your life with nobody in the editing booth and no tape in the camera. So 30 seconds after you wake, it's gone. You don't lose your dreams because they don't matter. You lose them because your brain stopped writing them down. But a few people found a way to break in, to wake up inside the dream and stay. It's called lucid dreaming. The moment you realize you are dreaming while still asleep, and suddenly the world is yours. For years, nobody could prove it was real. How do you prove someone is awake inside a dream when their body is paralyzed and can't speak? That last detail is the key. In 1981, at Stanford, a researcher named LaBerge cracked it. The eyes still move in REM. So he told lucid dreamers, the instant you realize you're dreaming, move your eyes left, right, left, in a pattern we agreed on. The dreamer fell asleep. The body went still. And then, on the recording, the eyes moved in the exact pattern. A signal sent from inside a dream to the waking world. We had finally gotten a message from the place we go every night and never remember. So tonight, when you close your eyes, remember what's about to happen. The logical, sensible part of you, the part listening right now, will switch off. And the rest of your brain gets to work. It will rehearse your fears, file your day, and build you a world out of static. Then, kindly, it will erase the whole thing before you wake, so you can get up and do it all again.
That someone you share a bed with wakes up one more time. So which one is really you? Because tonight, that other version of you will wake up. It will live a whole life in the dark. And by morning, you will never know where it went. We still don't fully know why. 5 or 6 years of your life spent somewhere you'll never quite see. And honestly, that's the best part. If you like the questions hiding inside the most ordinary parts of being human, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.